Okay, people, welcome back. And today we got uh, a stair project that we're beginning. And if you, as you can see, I've already started tearing it apart. So this is the house that I'm remodeling, and we got the front door in, all the window casings done. Looks real good. Came out beautiful. Got the floors refinished. Turned out that underneath of some old shellac was these really nice oak hardwood floors, beautiful. So we still have a little bit of painting to do here in the trim, and down here we got our tool room, which this room is going to be probably the last thing that gets refinished. Wanted to show you the stairs. This is kind of typical of these old houses. There was actually no center stringer on the stairs here, which I have a plan on fixing that, and we're going to implement that plan. And later on, we're going to show you a video of some of the pieces whenever I disassembled this staircase. You know, it seemed like what they did is when they're in these old houses. I mean, who knows how they were thinking back then, but it seems like what they did is they built the staircase in place, and these outside walls weren't even there because like this piece here broke off, which we're going to fix that. You can see this. There's a nail here. It was actually nailed from the other side of this, so it was like done before this wall was up. Or else they made that and just kind of set the stairs in here and then trimmed it out. So I'm not quite sure what their thinking was with that, but you can see some of the lath from the wall there. I kind of cut that back. So I'm going to use some really good carpenter's glue and some pocket screws to put that together. If you're familiar with pocket screws, you know they hold extremely well. And once this is all together and nailed, it'll all kind of work together to support itself. So everything will become structural. So the steps will become a structural member as well as the uprights. And whenever you step on the step, that load will be spread out, through, it'll have a tension load here and then a compression load down here. So, and then a compression load on the stair tread. So anyway, we're going to fix that. And so we got this little guy here. In order to get up to the landing, there's two landings. There's a first little landing here, and then you take a step up to the next landing, and then you go upstairs. So let's go over. If we can kind of walk in here. It's all dirty. But you can see all these old houses. They use these are 2x4s. So some of the wood that you'll find in these old ones, they'll be rough cut. This one here, you can see the saw marks in it. So we kind of call that rough cut, although I've seen one in it from a house. Seen some lumber from a house back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, where this was just, I mean, you could really see the saw marks on the side. It was just real rough, you could get a splinter just holding on to the thing. So then we go up to a little landing there, and then up the steps. And you can see I got some little runners here. That way I have access to upstairs, so I would climb up. I have like a little step ladder, not this step stool, but a little step ladder to get up here. And if I need to, I can go, hoppity skippity jump up. And you can see I gotta clean that glue off there. But one of these pieces here fell off, so we put some glue on both sides, clamped it. This is actually a pocket hole screw clamp, although there's no pocket holes in this one. Or pocket hole screws in that one, but not needed. But once this is done, if you've ever seen tests, the glue is actually stronger than the wood, so there's no way for this to break in the future. So we're not really worried about that. So then that goes upstairs. There we go, all the way up. And the upstairs is completely done. It's all clean. It's all ready to go in this remodel. So we're kind of working our way down. We've been working downstairs, and then once everything was done upstairs and I didn't need to have access up there anymore, I went ahead and tore the staircase out. So we're going to be rebuilding this. And right now we're trying to figure out whether we want to put the uprights in and then slide the treads in, or whether we want to put the treads in and then fit the uprights in underneath. So my thinking is we want to put all the uprights in. So it'll be on here straight over to that little cutout over there, and then we'll slide the treads in straight across, and then of course everything will be nailed in. And what we're going to do is we're going to use those pocket screws on the risers here. So instead of face nailing them here, we're going to pocket screw them into these upright, or these our little, stringer here, and we'll pocket screw them into that wall there. So that will make this incredibly strong. I'm not going to glue it in case somebody else needs to ever take this apart sometime in the future. If you use glue and pocket screws, the strength is unbelievable. It's quite strong. So because although I really shouldn't care about anybody in the future, but I feel for these guys. If they ever want to take that apart, and if it's glued, they're going to have a heck of a time getting it apart. So we're going to put everything in without glue, but we're going to pocket screw it all together, and then of course we're going to nail down through the top of the tread. We may do that, or we may do some pocket screws in from the bottom. So the only thing I'm worried about there is being able to get my hand in and get the drill in to drill the screws in. So although even an impact driver can be used with the pocket screws, and they're a lot more compact than a drill. So as long as I can get a tool in there, I can pocket screw up through the riser up into the bottom of the tread, and that will pull everything together. So theoretically, if anybody would want to tear this apart, all they need is a square drive bit, number 2 square drive bit, and they'll be able to disassemble this thing and pull it right out. So so that's the plan. We're going to use pocket screws in these uprights here. We're going to try and screw from either from the tread into the stringer, or from the stringer into the tread. Right now it looks like we're going to have to go from the stringer. We'll drill some pocket hole screws in here, and then screw up into the tread. But that may not work. That may work. That may not work. I haven't really sit down and tried to mechanically figure that out yet. But if not, that's okay. We can always just nail it straight through the face of the step. That'll be perfectly okay. We're going to use a good pneumatic nailer with some good strong 2.5-inch finishing nails, so that'll take care of that. So anyway, this is what it looks like after the disassembly, and we're going to with some of the stuff came apart as we were pulling the treads on the risers off. This stuff has been in there for about 70 years, since about the 1940s. And every time you stepped up on this thing, as you walked up, you could hear creaks and cracks and moans and groans. And that's just, the nails sliding in the holes, and the wood rubbing against itself or against each other, different pieces of wood rubbing against each other. So the goal is, whenever we're done with this, is for none of that to happen. So whenever you step up on there, it'll feel like new construction. And we'll have a nice sturdy staircase, and it's going to feel like it's a brand new house. So yeah, that's the plan. So in the next video, I'm going to show you some of the parts that came off of this, the treads. There was some old, awful green carpeting that was stapled to them a long time ago, and then the previous homeowner, they pulled that off and painted it like a chocolate brown. But underneath that chocolate brown is this really nasty kind of I don't want to say it, but it's like a tannish brown color, and it was hideous. So kudos to them for painting it that chocolate brown. So I think what we're going to do, the tentative plan is to, of course, we have the white base molding there. We're going to paint this white, and this is all solid wood stuff. And then we're going to continue that white. This will be all the way up, trimmed out in white. And the front of the risers will be white, and then the treads we're going to do a natural finish. And it looks like the treads are made out of southern yellow pine, so they should come out real good. We'll just use the urethane that we used on the floor. And you see we got the compressor there ready to go if we need it. And So we got the bathroom remodeled, and that's maybe a subject for another video. But we have a little closet here that we redid. I'll show you that while we're here. Let's get those out of the way. This is all painted like that real crappy dark brown. So repainted that, and got the rod in there, and put a new floor in. That floor, we had some extra from the bathroom. And it's called SmartCore. Picked it up at Lowe's. Somebody had ordered that, and it was they didn't like it, so they left it there, and they had it marked way down. So we picked up a couple packs of that, and we had some extra, so we put a closet floor in. Yeah. So it's going to be real nice. We might throw a couple hooks up here, maybe for jackets on that side or on the other side. So we have a couple shelves in the back there for whoever buys it, whatever they want to do with it. So, of course, new door there. Shuts real nice. Came out real good. And we still have a little bit of work to do with some of the trim work up here, but that's okay. We got a new window up there going up the steps, all new casing around the window, nice thermal window. And so whoever buys this house is going to get something really special. So make sure you tune in for the next video, and we're going to show you just how nasty some of these stair parts are. Whenever these things came apart, they were splitting, cracking. Some of the, mostly the risers. The treads came out pretty good, but we'll show you a couple things with those. But some of the risers where they have like a groove that the step would slide back into to lock it into position, some of those snapped off completely. So we're gluing those back on, and what you do is you glue it, clamp it overnight, and again that glue joint is stronger than the original wood was. So whenever that goes back together, it should go. It should be quite strong whenever we're done. So lots of work, lots of fun. So we're going to show you how we're going to get the treads cleaned up and make those look real nice too. So thanks for watching. If you want to watch this project continue, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and we'll follow up with another video. See you next time.